is going on, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of Self Invested Podcast. I am your host, Nate Campbell, and on today's show, we're going to talk about just being in one's presence, just being in oneself, meaning take your own path. You know what I mean? It's okay to move how you want to move as an adult. Like, let's not worry about what's going on with these celebrity relationships. Let's try to work on ourselves and work on our relationships in 2024. The reason I say that is because, like many of us, I am on a healing journey, and one thing that I'm starting to learn about people and about myself in general is that you got to take your own path, and it makes life a lot easier. One of the things that I'm starting to learn to do is kind of just stay in my own lane. And when I say that, I mean just figuring out my own path. You know, what makes me happy? What makes me get up in the morning and want to get out of bed and continue to do the things I've been doing. And when you're on this journey and you're self-healing, you tend to have a lot more opportunities. You tend to have a lot more confidence in yourself when you just kind of discipline yourself and you worry about what you're doing instead of someone else, what they're doing. So I decided to kind of like go through this journey with you guys. And I hope a lot of you are on the right journey and getting your life together, whether it's financially, whether it's health, whatever it may be. Let's take this journey together. But I do have a question for you guys. What are some of the things that you do on a daily basis? Like, what is something that motivates you when you wake up and you don't want to go to work or you don't want to get out of bed? What is something that makes you tell yourself, like, hey, I got to get up and do this? Please share that in the comments. Please like, share, subscribe. But so back to what I was saying, one of the things that I've learned throughout this journey is myself. Just learning myself, like learning how to set boundaries with people, learning how to, tell people how I really feel instead of holding it in. I'm still working on that. I'm not going to say I don't hold grudges, but I'm at the point in my life to where I'm trying to learn how to communicate better with others as far as like setting those boundaries or saying like, listen, you can't talk to me a certain way. I don't accept that from you without it being an argument or an altercation. And as I'm getting older, a lot of people tend to push buttons. Let's just be honest. People like to push people's buttons if you let them. I'm in a place in my life where if I feel like somebody keeps pushing that button, I gotta remove you from my life. Because let's be honest, at the end of the day, you're not going to be paying my bills. If my rent or any bills late, you're not going to jump up and be like, hey, I got you. I'll pay. Like, life doesn't work like that. So we all got to take accountability for our own actions. We got to stop blaming people for how they treat us. We got to start telling people and showing people how to treat us. Because people take advantage of the smallest thing. the smallest thing. Not to say everybody is like that, and not to say it's intentional, but people just people. If you know, you know. People just, I feel like a lot of people, they didn't heal from past relationships, past traumas, because I was one of those people. I was trying to fit in a lot. I was trying to find myself. And in doing so, I was around a lot of negative stuff, just a lot of negativity in general. But once you kind of make the decision to change your life for you, for the better of yourself, the doors start opening. You start thinking different. You just start moving different. You start feeling people out before you get to know them. I was the type of person where I gave people the benefit of the doubt. Like, oh, he wouldn't do that. She wouldn't do this. And giving them the benefit of the doubt, they took full advantage of that. I remember a situation when I was younger. I was messing with this young lady, and we hit it off. We hit it off, and we would talk for hours on the phone. We would, text while we're at work, call each other on break. And, everything was going cool. But we had a situation where it was like he said, she said, instead of coming to the source. Now, what happened was that we had mutual friends, and they were talking or whatever. And what happened was, I guess her friend told her that I was trying to talk to her. But the situation was, I was reaching out to her friend for my friend. Like, we know how that goes as we were younger. Like, sometimes you have those two mans where it's like, I got my friend with me, bring a friend. It was one of those type of situations. This is like when Instagram first came out. So it was one of those situations. But we were talking to each other prior to that. So social media definitely had a lot to do with a lot of drama in that relationship. But back to the story. So I had reached out to her friend on some, hey, my bro's trying to talk to you. Like that type of thing. But things got, I guess, messed up to where it was like she knew that I was talking to her friend, and she started being messy. But she wasn't even my type. She was my bro's type. You feel what I'm saying? So me being me, I reached out to her because, when we're younger, I'll give you an example. If I was at a club and my bro was like, damn, she looked good. I was the type of person, like, I would approach that person for my friend, not knowing that it would be a thing. And the type of person I am, if I know my bro likes you, I'm not going to try to talk to you. Unless it's like a free-for-all, like, oh, she looks good. Which one of us going to talk to her first? If it was that type of situation, then it would be different. But if my bro's like, man, I'm trying to holler at her, I got you, bro. Like, I'm going to be your wingman tonight. It was one of those type of situations. And long story short, her friend ended up telling the girl I was talking to that I was trying to talk to her, and was like, I guess, making it a big deal. Like, we already had a relationship. We already established a bond. So you let your friend break that bond. And you knew what type of person I was from talking to me every day, every single day. And now that I think about it, like, this was early 20s. But I feel like people like to cause drama for their own satisfaction. Like, and I'm not saying it's just women, because a lot of men do it. But since I'm a man, like from male point of view, it's different. You know what I mean? At least because I know the type of person I am. But yeah, those situations, I would go through those situations all the time. Excuse me, because of the person I am. Not thinking like people are thinking, oh, Nate's trying to talk to my friends, or Nate's trying to do this, Nate's trying to do that. But those weren't my intentions. And that's another thing. If you personally know your intentions, you can't lose. You can't lose because at the end of the day, I know what type of person I am. I know what type of person I am. So you can't tell me who I am once I know who I am. And that's the journey that I'm still taking, is like, okay, I know who I am. I'm not going to apologize and trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? And trying to defend myself when I know my intentions are pure. Like, I never like that about certain people. Like, if you know me, you know who I am and what type of person I am. So don't try to make me out to be the bad guy, or try to make me out to be somebody I'm not, when you truly know me. Like, if we were strangers, then I would be like, okay, I can see why you thought I was trying to talk to your friend. And I've had a lot of situations like that. A lot of situations. But now that I'm older, I know, because, again, I know myself now from this journey I've been on. And a lot of people that I surround myself with now is kind of on the same page mentally. That was one thing I had to get together for myself, as far as like my mental health. A lot of men, a lot of women too, a lot of people in general need to realize, if you ever heard the saying, hit the head and the body will follow, meaning like, most of the time, if you have negative thoughts, your day's going to be negative. Or if someone's telling you something that you know that your gut is telling you is wrong, but you do it anyway, your mental isn't right. Because you let somebody manipulate you into thinking how they think. And it's happened to all of us. At one point in time in our life, it's happened to us. We let somebody persuade us to do something we didn't want to do. But once you learn how to move through those situations and think for yourself, because I'm not gonna lie, I was the type of person, I didn't really think for myself. So it was one of two things. Like, I wasn't really a follower, but there was people I looked up to that I thought that wouldn't lead me down the wrong path. You know what I mean? So following those people kind of make me now look back like, damn, y'all didn't have my best at heart. Y'all had your best at heart. And going through those situations, people change up on you and act like you're acting funny because you look at them different or you cut them off. No, you know what you did. You know what you did. So don't look at me because your intentions weren't pure and you knew mine were. So don't look at me different. I look at people like that different now because I'm like, I would have never did that to you. So just my advice to a lot of people is just, before anything, try to get your mental together. Try to get your mental together because you want to be able to think for yourself in this world. You don't want to be one of those yes men. And honestly, I'm the type of person, if I meet new people, I kind of feel them out. And, I still make mistakes. I'm human. So I still got to feel people out. But if I feel any type of negative energy, or you manipulate me into doing something I don't want to do, and I do it without thinking about it, and then once I think about it, like, I shouldn't have did that, or I shouldn't have went about it that way, or I shouldn't have said that, then I'm going to look at you different. Like, why would you set me up for failure? Because I wouldn't do that to you. So a lot of people that I've met in the past couple of years, they know a different Nate. They know I'm very, like, soft spoken. I'm very, what's the word for it? I'm very laid back. And I'm not, like, you just gotta be around me for me to explain it. It's unexplainable. Like, I can't explain it in words. I'm one of those type of people who, if I'm around you and I first meet you, I'm quiet. Now, if I'm not quiet around you when I first meet you, that means we have a good connection, a really good connection. Because anybody that I come across, not anybody, but more times I am around people that I first meet, I am quiet because I'm a people watcher and I'm very observant. So being that type of person, sometimes it's frustrating because it's like I'm not socially awkward, but I like to be around people I have good connection with. Meaning, like, if I first meet you and we have a conversation and we could talk about anything, then I'm probably going to keep you around or try to build some type of friendship or relationship with you. But sometimes I play people from a distance. Like, I can meet you and see you out and be cool with you, but I'm not going to be, one of those type of people that try to talk to you every day. And a lot of people that I've met recently, if I talk to you a lot. Like, I remember a situation, I was talking to this girl, this was probably like last year, beginning of last year. Was it beginning of last year? Can't remember when, but when we first start talking, we talked on the phone for hours, not even knowing. Just in general, like, just talking about everything. Then, being around each other in person, we was clicking, we was vibing, and then it was just like we got to a situation. It was like she did something disrespectful, and I called her out on it as soon as it happened. Now, usually I didn't do that. Now I have a habit of calling shit out when it happens because I had a situation, but I'll tell you about that. So this young lady, she said, or she did something disrespectful, and I told her about it. So, we talked about it. She apologized and shit like that. So, fast forward, she did it again. So I'm like, wait a minute, we just talked about this. We just talked about this. Now, I'm all for giving people second chances, but we already set this boundary. So it's like, you don't really care what I'm saying to you. You're not really going to respect me. So now I know in my mind, like, now you're not going to respect nothing I do because you keep disrespecting me. So now I got to cut you off. You know what I mean? And then I seen her out and about, and we spoke and kept it moving, but I used to be friendly. Like, I used to let shit go, and if I seen you and you disrespecting me, I say what's up. And if you're a woman, I'll give you a hug and stuff like that. I don't do that no more. Like, I'm not going to sit here and hug you and make you feel like everything is okay. I'm not doing that no more. But yeah, she just was disrespectful. And I know as a man, like, if anyone disrespects you, they don't care about you. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about how you feel that they're treating you. They just don't care. Like, and I knew that. So yeah, so another example, I was um talking to this young lady, and kind of like the same scenario. We was talking every day, and I just got a gut feeling that she started moving funny. Like, we went from texting and talking every day to FaceTiming to, you know, going on dates and things like that, but started telling me little lies that didn't add up. Because you would tell me something one day, and then I'll ask you, like, oh, is everything okay with this situation? And you'll be like, what you mean? Like, you forgot that you told me certain things. And I'm like, wait a minute, I know I'm not tripping. I know I'm not tripping. So, I played the game a little bit, and just to see where it would go, because one thing about me now is I listen to my gut. Like, 90% of the time my gut is right. So me just kind of playing the role, just to figure out, like, am I tripping? Like, you ever had a situation like somebody tell you something and you're like, wait a minute, that's not what you told me the first time, type shit. But yeah, so she was telling me little things, and like I said again, I'm very observant. I people watch. I listen. Like, I know what's going on. Like, I didn't get this far in life without listening. Like, you hear the saying, you got two ears and one mouth for a reason. Yeah, like, I listen. But long story short, so we was talking, and I asked her about a situation. She told me, and she was like, what do you mean? And I was like, what do you mean? What do I mean? You told me what was going on the other day. Now it's a whole different situation. So when you start moving funny like that, I'm like, yeah, I can't surround myself with people like that, because I feel like you're going to just keep spinning me. You're going to keep telling me what you think I want to hear. I don't, and I'm the type of person where, don't tell me what you think I want to hear, because I'm not going to tell you what I think you want to hear. Like, I'm at that point in my life. Like, I'm going to stand 10 toes and be that bigger person, as far as, like, if we're friends and I really mess with you, like, if I'm really cool with you and we're close, I'm the type of friend that tells you, I don't agree with what you're talking about. I don't agree with what you're doing. I'm not going to be your yes man. Like, if I see you're moving different, I'm going to be like, bro, like, stop moving like that. That's not the way we do things. Or sis, you shouldn't do that. That's not how we move. That's just what it is. That's how you have to have friends like that. I wish I had more friends like that. I got a handful of friends like that. Like, I was growing up, I had more friends like that. Like, tell me if I'm fucking up. Tell me. Like, and now that I'm older, I'm not gonna say I don't care about what people have to say, but if we're close and we have some type of relationship, and I see you moving the wrong way, and I know it's not who you are, I'm gonna pull you to the side as a friend. Like, listen, that's not how you move. When did you start moving like that? That's like if a person was like into sports and stayed out the streets, and his friend, because we all know this type of people, his or her friend was into some shit, whether it was, you know, something like dealing drugs or whatever the case may be. As a real friend, if I was into sports and that life's not for me, keep me off the streets. Like, make me focus on sports. So now we both have a way out. We both have a way out. So you have a friend that goes pro, but you was in the streets, and now y'all was close. He knows that you was keeping him out the streets because he knew you as a person. Like, this is not for you. I'm not gonna let you do what I'm doing because we're cool. That's how it should be. That's the type of friends I want to surround myself with. Tell me, stick to the plan. Like, stick to my own plan. Let me do this. You take care of this. That's why everybody has their own things going on. And as a group of friends, you should, hey, if, I'll give you a good example. I watched $1 million worth of game. I remember an episode with Lil Durk, and I'm not sure if it was Wallow or Gilly that said it, but I think it was Wallow. He was like, if I'm surrounding myself around these people, everybody's going to have some type of position where everybody's making money. So if you're the rapper, your man should be selling merch. If you put your mans on and sell merch, your man's is making millions of dollars too. You're making millions. If that person plays his position, if everybody plays their position, what I'm getting at is everybody needs to play their position so everybody wins. If you're that close, like, that's the type of people I want to be around. If I have a big idea on a business, let's make normalizing business meetings with our friends normal. Like, let's do a FaceTime, Zoom, whatever the case may be. Let's do a once a week type thing. Like, listen, I got this business idea. We all can eat from it. I'm going to play my role. So boom, I do music or something like that. Just for an example, say I do music and my friend's a videographer, and my other friend he's good with marketing and social media and stuff like that. Okay, now we all have something to bring to the table. Let's make this move. We all going to eat at the end of the day. We all going to eat because we all as a collective have something to bring that's going to help us grow as an individual, help us grow as being friends. Now, all of our families eat because we bring these ideas to the table. And when you start surrounding yourself with people like that, that's like, yeah, let's do that. No, let's move this certain way so we can achieve this goal, and just brainstorm off each other. Brainstorm. And I know this with myself, like, people I talk to now, well, as of recent, I bounce my ideas off of people, but I had to stop doing that because we weren't close. So I'm saying to you, do it with people you've been around. Don't do it with people, unless you have that type of relationship with the people that you're not close to, like you are spending money. It's a business situation. But I don't know about y'all, but me personally, I try to bring people that I connect with, that I vibe with, because we're going to feed off each other. And once you start feeding off each other, that's when you build those relationships. Because I'm the type of person, I can hold a conversation with anybody. Not everybody can do that. And I didn't always used to be like that. So now that I kind of know how to do that and know how to be around those type of people, it's easier for me to network. I know someone that's not very social like that, but can hold a conversation because he can pick up on certain things I cannot. For example, so if I'm out and about and I'm with one of my friends and I'm having a conversation with somebody else and that person is there, he might not be in a conversation, but I know him personally, so I know he observes just like I do. He'll pick up on something like they'll be wearing a Stiller hat or something that I didn't notice. And he's really into sports. So what he'll do is he'll pick up on that and he'll talk about stats and, who plays what position, things like that. I like surrounding myself with people like that because I only can talk but so long. I only can have a conversation unless we're like real, like unless we're vibing a lot. But when you meet people, a lot of times you have a quick conversation and keep it moving. And in order to build relationships as far as business and be able to bring people in as far as business and talk about these, big ideas that maybe you need this type of person in this, not so much in the circle, but you need this type of person to network with so he can bring you around other people. That's what networking is. You meet somebody, you network with this type of people. They again, say I'm doing music and I meet somebody, we're talking about music and they like my music, they're going to take it to the next person. That's how you network. But so you meet these people and you network and you just, that's how you bring people around you that's like-minded. Not to say like sometimes you got to read people, you got to read the room. You got to think about like, okay, what does this person bring to the table that it's going to benefit, we're going to benefit off each other as far as a business relationship. Because they might have their own thing going on. You got your own thing going on. Meet in the middle. Now y'all networking. That's how you build these brands. That's how these people are able to, socialize with certain social groups. And I know I got a little off topic, but I say that to say this. A lot of people that are in your inner circle, try to brainstorm with them, and then they can start branching out. So like, again, if I do music, my friend does videography, my other friend's good with marketing. Now they're networking your music with other videographers. They're networking your music with, other social media influencers. And as a musician, you're networking with other musicians because now you have a videographer on your team, you have a marketing team, and so on and so forth. And it becomes a snowball effect. And I say that to say that's how a relationship is. That's how a relationship in my eyes should be, because it's like I'm getting to the age to where the relationship that I want to be in, I want us to be a bond as far as like I want us to be able to think outside the box. I want us to grow together. I want us to be able to bounce these ideas off of each other. I want to be able to talk to my significant other on the phone for hours and still be able to, network outside of the relationship without it being a situation. You know what I mean? So, but some of the things I want you guys to think about is just figure out your path. Figure out what you want to do with your life and try to find those people and surround yourself with those people who have the same mindset as you. And I'm here to tell you, like, I'm in that situation now where I'm around people who are like minded, who are trying to grow and better themselves. So they're out there, but it's up to you to find them. So it's up to you to find them, and it's not as hard as you think. It's not as hard as you think. So good luck with everything, and I hope to see you on the next episode of Self Invested.